Hello, and welcome to Your Money 2.0. I'm Thomas Fox, Community Outreach Director of Cambridge Credit Counseling. In Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the eccentric chocolatier opened the doors of his magical realm so the public could get a peek at the mysteries within. At the request of financial columnist Liz Weston, the equally mysterious creator of the formula used to derive your credit score, FICO, shared some of its secrets. As the possible uses of your credit score have expanded, so has public curiosity as to the effect that specific actions can have on your score. Unfortunately, FICO has closely guarded its algorithms, that is, until recently. In Mrs. Weston's article, 5 Ways to Kill Your Credit Scores, the columnist asked FICO to explain how 5 typical credit card missteps would affect an individual's score. Because there are literally millions of possible configurations, some assumptions need to be made in order to come up with viable data. Ms. Weston created 2 fairly typical scenarios. For each of the 5 missteps, she wanted to know what the impact would be upon an individual who had a 780 credit score, which would be excellent, and on an individual with a 680 credit score, which would be considered fairly good. The first misstep Weston questioned FICO about was maxing out credit cards. For the individual who maintained a 780 score, they would experience a drop anywhere between 25 to 45 points. Those with a 680 score would experience a 10 to 30 point drop. Another common misstep is making late payments. While being a few days late may not impact your score all that much, being more than 30 days late can cause quite a ding. For the individual with a 780 score, the decrease would be from 90 to 110 points. The individual with a 680 score would lose anywhere between 60 and 80 points. Maxing out cards and making late payments are fairly common mistakes, and they should be avoided whenever possible. But there are some other, more serious actions that will have devastating effects on your credit score. In previous episodes of this show, we've talked at length about debt settlement and the damage it can cause. And as they say, the proof is in the pudding. The individual in Ms. Weston's example who maintained a 780 credit score would see their credit score plummet from 105 to 125 points as a result of settling a debt. The individual with a credit score of 680 would experience a drop of anywhere between 45 and 65 points. Mind you, this is on top of the reduction they suffer after making late payments for several months, which is the way debt settlement usually works. That's why it should be avoided at all costs. An unfortunate consequence of our economic downturn has been the staggering increase in the number of home foreclosures. While many of the causes may be beyond a person's control, it doesn't diminish the impact that a foreclosure can have on your credit score. For those with a 780 score, a foreclosure would result in a 140 to 160 point decrease. Those with a 680 score would experience between an 85 and 105 point reduction in score. Another stark reality of our financial times is the number of bankruptcy filings in our country. As many of you are aware, bankruptcy laws changed in 2005 in an attempt to curb abuse of the option, and there was a last-minute rush of filings before the law went into effect. As you might imagine, the recent economic downturn has produced another wave of filings. Experts predict that the total number of bankruptcies will exceed 1.4 million in 2009, which would be the highest figure since 2005. It's no surprise that bankruptcy has the highest impact on one's credit score. For those individuals with the 780 credit score, the decrease would be anywhere from 220 to 240 points. Those with the 680 score would experience a reduction of between 130 and 150 points. It's important to realize that these examples are just estimates. The FICO organization is understandably apprehensive about revealing too much of their proprietary scoring system. And because each of us has a unique credit profile, the impact of the actions we describe can differ. For instance, some of us have been managing credit longer than others. Some people have 5 credit cards and others have 2. Some people are using more of their available credit, while others are using very little. In each case, a particular misstep will affect each of us differently. However, this unprecedented look into the credit scoring system sends a relatively straightforward message. Mistakes can cost you dearly. To read the article in its entirety, I encourage you to Google 5 Ways to Kill Your Credit Scores, which Ms. Weston posted in early November. Well, that's it for this edition. We welcome your feedback and ask for your thoughts and suggestions by emailing us at yourmoney2@cambridgecredit.org. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm Thomas Fox for Cambridge Credit Counseling.